All right, everybody, welcome to another thrilling episode of Tackle.
Riveting.
Riveting. That's a good adjective. I like that.
There you go.
I can't think of another one. A neat episode. I was just watching. I was watching Sandlot with Gus. He's all about baseball right now. Sandlot and Rookie of the Year. So about 11 times a day, I hear "funky butt loving" from Rookie of the Year on Sandlot. When that little kid, what's his name, Smalls, when he hits that Babe Ruth ball over to the beast, over the fence or whatever.
Yeah. Oh,
And then,
yeah.
and then they have what's his name? Rodriguez writes Babe Ruth on that ball like terribly. And then the mom, she doesn't know the difference, but she's like, "Hey, has he ever told you about that ball?" And he's like, no. And then she's like, "Well, maybe one day it'll be yours." He's like, "Oh, neat." What? Well, welcome to another neat episode of Tackling Tacos, a fishing podcast. This is one I'm super stoked to have on. I've said this many times on this show, but my favorite thing about podcasting, and it's not even like close, my favorite thing is just like the friendships we've made, people we've just looked up to, like wanted to have on the show, and then just became like buddies with them. Like Jake Bagwell or Chad Pipkins or Brandon Polinick or tonight Andrew Full. Had one of my favorite podcasts, and I'm not saying that to be nice. One of my favorite, like, there's not many. I honestly don't know if there's any right now. Maybe like some Packer ones, Green Bay Packer ones. You know what I'm saying? We don't got to get into.
Right.
I know he's a what's that team out there? The Bars or the Buffalo
Something like that.
Stills, or I can't remember what it is.
Will the beast.
Yeah, the job something or others. Anywho, he might have had the only podcast that I would listen to like every time it came out because it was bite-sized, super good tackle talk. It's called Lure Lab, and yeah, he's still killing it in the fishing industry. Things have just changed a little bit, and so I'm super pumped to talk to him about life, about fishing, about guiding, talk some specific tackle talk. I want to ask him too, and I don't know, are you this way, Nate? Do you ever get thrown off by hook sizes when you're looking at stuff on like Omnia or somewhere to buy stuff? Do you ever get thrown off by hook sizes?
What do you mean thrown off? Like what?
I know how hooks work, how hook sizes work from
Right.
3, 2,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
3 whatever. But like sometimes I'd be like, okay, yeah, 2 is bigger than, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if, and I'm just wondering if someone like Andrew Full, who's also like an absolute lure addict, tackle junkie, if he ever gets thrown off. But I don't know, like little stuff like that, my brain kind of gets weird.
I feel like the worst part of that is like a 3/0 in a Berkeley isn't the same as a 3/0, or doesn't seem to be the same as a
Not
3/0 in a Trokar
it's not
or Gamakatsu. Yeah, it's really strange. So
not nearly as objective as it should be. And then some of like that
yeah.
Japanese stuff is a whole different ball game too, like the Ryugi stuff, and then even also I want to talk to him about not even like get on specifics on it, because I feel like the urchin bait is the amalgam of forward-facing sonar and jig head minnow, where like it's just everywhere so much, and people hate it, like to the point where you cannot find the only two I know of. Excuse me. The only two I know of, and I'm sure there's others, are the Ryugi, what is it called? The 4-hook one, and then like the decoy quattro. So it's like a 4-hook treble. You cannot find those in any size hook. Like unless you're trying to pay like 38 bones for like 4 of them on eBay or something, you're not finding them on Omnia, Tackle Warehouse, Ichiban Tackle, wherever. And it's all because like that urchin craziness. So I'll be down to talk about that too, and just like the crazy swings of like, I don't know what you want to call it, like, is the urchin here to stay, or is it the next banjo minnow, or is it, I wouldn't call it that, I guess, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Speaking of the urchin, and I just feel weird. Do you remember a couple years ago when Jighead Minner and some other stuff was like getting so popular that Greg Hackney was throwing a spinning rod? Do you remember that? And it just felt
super weird. Yeah.
Fun. It was just weird. Like Jason Christie, who, in my opinion, I've said this for a while, or at least thought it, but now I'm ready to just like full blown say it. He has to be the best closer in the history of like competitive professional bass angling. If he makes it to the last day, you got to just be like, God dang it. Like if you're in the top 10 and he slides in, you're like, gosh, like he could be 40 pounds off and you're still like,
yeah, like yeah, where is he at? Where I know he's catching them somewhere, because he, just like you said, if it's day 4, he always seems to roll up on a sack of them somehow. It's pretty amazing to watch. And speaking of like the urchin stuff, I watched like a few weeks ago his like one of his rigging setups of that urchin. Did you see that with the frog hook?
No, but that's what I was talking about. Like just seeing him throw
Yeah.
like weird. But yeah, tell me about it. What does he do?
Yeah, so he I think I saw a picture of it, but it was a couple weeks ago. He was showing like a few different ways that he rigs that urchin bait, and one of them was I want to say it was that trocar double frog hook that you
That
can.
little like spread out one.
Yep, yeah, the spread out one that you can, put in like ribbit toads or whatever.
Yeah,
Um, and so he shoves that whole thing inside of the urchin bait to where just the two hooks are sticking out the bottom of it, and
sure.
then he goes and wins on it. But he also had like a little split ring. It looked like he put on the bottom, and then had a little weight on it as well. So just I thought that was pretty unique. I'd never seen
Yeah.
anything like that, and he goes and cracks him on it. So.
Yeah, it was just weird watching him throw it. It was weird watching Chris Johnston throw it. Polinick wrote like an article for BASS about it. Like it's so. And the one thing I do like about the urchin though, as silly as I feel when I throw it, the one thing I like is like what you were just touching on is there is 798 different ways to rig it: bait casting, spinning, full cast, smaller ones, off brands, hags. The Sixth Sense one is really cool looking. The power bait
Mhm.
doesn't interest me in the least bit because like I like the scent thing, but I don't like the way that it probably lasts for 3 fish for $15. Like that doesn't interest me. That'd be like old school Yamamoto Cinco formulation for a urchin. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
don't like that. I don't. There's a bunch. Our homie Dan at Arsenal has the Morning Star, which is just selling like whatever the f a hot cake is. It's just all. It's all weird. You know, it's just all strange. Like how big that thing has gotten, and like you can't even get hooks anymore because of like the four hook treble hook. Which one thing I want to do, and I haven't done it yet. I really want to try and throw because I have a whole gang of them. I like them still. I don't really see people talk about them, but that VMC bladed hybrid treble hook with that little blade hang.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
throw on that thing. And maybe it doesn't do a lot, but if it gets a little flash as you snap it up, like I feel like that could, I don't know, why not? Everybody's doing all kinds of other weird stuff on them.
Heck yeah. No, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. So anyway, so tonight we're gonna talk with Mr. Andrew Full, the captain, about life, about fishing, about lures, about whatever. But before we do, let's kind of breeze through quickly because I know you have some fishing stories or more so like some horrific trailer
Yeah.
going to the ramp stories. I have some cool stories recently with like fishing with my son Gus and lost an absolute giant yesterday, especially for Wisconsin. I mean, I would argue it's like a Texas 10, it's a Wisconsin 6, you know, whatever, but like just a real
Yeah.
some cool stuff. And then we got some lures here from a company we're gonna have on the podcast soon, like some really neat stuff that he's making. Not a sponsor, but I love throwing shout outs to people who are in it for the passion of fishing and doing some unique stuff. But Nate, give us I don't know, give us our socials, website, and then I'll breeze through the sponsors, and then we'll bring Andrew on.
Yeah, so of course socials, tackleandtacos.com, and of course tackle and tacos, Instagram and Facebook, and like I said, tackleandtacos.com, where you can find some restocks of some dope new hats. Colors finally in what that mustard one you're rocking now. We've got
Yeah.
the green, the black, couple dad hats, just some new stuff that we haven't had yet, and then some restocks of some other stuff. So check it out, tackleandtacos.com. Get you some.
Get you some, boy. Our
Get you
show
some.
sponsors, we are always excited, honored, proud to be brought to you by Grizzly Coolers, makers of the best drinkware, best coolers, best deer hunting blinds, hands down. That I can say without argument, without equivocation. Grizzlycoolers.com. You get 15% off at checkout with the code WCB. You got to like slow it down because you say WCB, it sounds weird. Loophole Optics, we love being a part of their polarized sunglasses team. I actually just got a shipment in the mall the other day from the Loophole fellers for that new Loophole what is it called, Storm Warden rain suit.
Yeah.
Really, really excited to try that thing out. It's super breathable. It's super flexible. It's not bibs, but what's cool about it is that it's pants that zip all the way if you want to on the sides from the ankle to the hip, which I'm not running around like fashion, you know what I'm saying, wearing that. But if it rains hard and then it gets hot out, to be able to like breathe or be able to take them off really easily, like just really smart stuff that was designed by people who've put other rain gear through its paces. Loophole.com, LEUPOLD.com. Speaking of that, what was it? What's the place they were just at? Pasquotank River,
Yes.
Abloblarbly Sound.
Album.
Abernathy Sound. What's that thing in Finding Nemo? An anemone?
And anemone.
Anyway, Stetson Blaylock, top 10. He's a loophole guy. They've got a stack team. John Cox, just some awesome anglers on that squad. Polinick, of course. Loophole.com. Denali Fishing. We love their rods. They are just smart, sensitive, and I can't say anything yet, but what I can do is tease just a little bit. I was talking to Scott today, actually, the owner of Denali, and they have something coming out new that I've never heard of for a fishing rod. Dun, dun, dun. We have like a...
Nice.
Oh, there it is. Like a teaser sound. It's never been used on a fishing rod before. And it actually hasn't. I'm sorry if that was really loud. My kids were down here playing with the soundboard. But DenaliFishing.com, Moldy's Marine, veteran-owned, single human being who is amazing just by himself, killing boat stuff, electronics installs, gator step, detailing, fiberglass work, anything you need done. And I mean that. Anything you need done. I cracked a weld on my trailer, my Legend, brought it to Jeremy. He not only welded it, but he put a through bolt system and then welded the bolt into the fender as well that you can't see, but I mean, you could stand on that thing with a daggum elephant now. Moldy'sMarine.com, good human. Northland Insurance Services, Brian Beebe, who, if you're listening to this, Brian, I know you don't believe me that was a 6-pounder. He doesn't believe me. He's like, I've only caught one 6-pounder my whole life. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you because I caught a 4.9 just after it, and this thing was significantly larger. But NorthlandInsuranceServices.com. If you need insurance or if you're looking to just save some money or like modify your setup, NorthlandInsuranceServices.com. Makes sense to have insurance through a dude who runs a fishing tournament scene up here, who is an absolute stick, knows what you need. You know what I mean? So check him out. With no further ado, let's bring in the dude right now. Keeping up with Capt Andrew. I wrote his name on the ticker on the bottom, Capt, like Cap'n Crunch. C-A-P. Here, look. Keep up with Capt Andrew. I don't even know, Andrew, do you still use that website anymore? That's on the you do? Okay, word. He's not. So, no further ado, just a guy, like I said, who is just a friend, smart human being, knows fishing forwards, backwards, and sideways. So welcome to the stage, Mr. Andrew Full.
Hey. Thanks, guys. No, I don't know if I'd go as far as saying I know fishing forward, backwards, or sideways, but I definitely know what it's like to be in waves and wind recently because it has not stopped blowing, and I am over it.
Yeah. You doing that?
Worst.
Aaron Martin's, where your whole boat's going, the front's going through, and you're out in the middle trying to drop shot and bouncing up and down.
I feel like since probably the end of September last year, I have maybe had 3 calm days on a Great Lake, which is fine, right? Like you expect it to be wavy, but it has been like, oh my God, wavy. And I am done. Like, I don't believe in like lean poles and sissy seats and build-ins chairs. Like I'm just standing up there, just getting throttled.
Bouncing, getting some travel. So you're a guide. When you take your clients out on that, what are they thinking?
Honestly, I'll get you there. The hardest part is getting there and back. But once we're there, we're good.
Okay.
And I mean, I've only ever stuffed in my Camus at this point 1 wave. And it was my own fault. I looked down in a second at my waypoint. It was in the tournament. So my buddy was with me this past spring. He didn't really care all too much.
Okay.
And it was like a quarter stuff, but I have never stuffed a wave with a client in the boat, no matter how big the waves are. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I've been, if anybody's listening to this and they don't know what Andrew's talking about, if you time it wrong on really big, heavy rolling waves, you kind of want to stay above them. And if you time it wrong, you can go down in it, and then the next one comes, and you're literally torpedoing through it. And
it's a great time.
It's, I mean, even if you have good bilge pumps, like they can't keep up with, maybe more than a couple of those without really starting to get scared where the butt end of your boat's going down, and it's a little sketchy.
It's funny, like honestly, bow stuffing is not as dangerous as taking one over the rear when you're running back. So like,
sure, yeah, that makes sense.
Because essentially, like if you take one over the rear, and this happened to a guy I know here in New York, when it comes over the rear and you're going up a wave, you just kind of become a bobber, right?
I suppose.
Gosh.
Like Titanic.
And you got to be careful on the Great Lakes because they'll sneak up behind you if you angle it wrong, and they'll get you. So
that's scary, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So when let's just jump into it with you guiding and stuff. Number one, have you been are you constant booked? Are you always booked out guiding?
No, because I only offered limited dates. I'm more of like a stay-at-home dad, was a podcaster, no longer a podcaster. And then I guide and fish and tournaments, and then I do like some content creation of my own now, like really starting to ramp up my own personal YouTube, etc. I know my website needs an updating. I haven't done that yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, right on. Are you good at saying guys or what's up, guys, or are you good with the YouTube language?
I guess. I mean, I don't like saying "What's up, guys." Hey, guys, we're going, or "What's up, dudes?" Like, it's not really my thing, right? Like,
gosh, why is it? And I feel like it's not the end of the world. It used to really drive me crazy, and it drives me crazy less so because of one specific human, and that's a friend of ours, Caleb Wisted, hooked up Wisconsin. He has a huge following on YouTube, and he says "guys" so much. And I'm like, dude, you're just talking to a GoPro out there. Quit saying guys every 5 seconds. Like, guys, it's a big one, guys. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like it's sort of normal.
I go back and re-listen to some of the clips of like fighting fish, and I'm like, I sound like a human piece of turd right now. Like, oh my gosh, guys, it's a giant. I'm like, who am I talking to? A camera and myself. Like, nah, man, like, chill.
Yeah, it's like you're pretending there's people out there like in like some like amphitheater around your boat, like a surgery center or something. Which one was it? I'm not trying to hate. I'm really not, because I get the vibes. I totally get it. Which one was it? Hunter Shryock? That's who it is, right? Who took third? Yeah.
I love Hunter. He's such a good dude.
So much. He lost his SHIT on that chop block Berkeley, that first big one. Did you see that video?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that
crying in the boat.
8+ or whatever.
You didn't win. Like, keep casting. Like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, at that point, he probably thought he was going to win because he had like 32 or 33 pounds in the boat, right? I haven't really been paying too much attention to everything since I'm, moving on, doing my own thing. It's just like, I'm like, I'd put my fantasy fishing team in, and then, if I have time on the weekend, I watch. But yeah.
I can dig that. That's fine. I just thought it was interesting the way he absolutely lost his and I'm just wondering, based on what you said, when you watch yourself, do you think he's gonna watch back and be like, oh, that was embarrassing?
Or no, man, like I don't. Truthfully, on the Elite Series, Major League Fishing, like BBT, MPFL, like truthfully, like these guys should be showing emotion, proving to the public, right? Like how important it is to them and how hard it is to overcome and actually touch that trophy, right? Like, what, 5% of all Elite Series anglers or professional anglers will probably win a trophy in their lifetime on the Pro Tour circuit, unless your name's like Jason Christie or Brandon Polinick on the modern day Jacob Wheeler, Dustin Connell, right? Like, those guys seem to win every single one or are in contention for a lot of them for many years. So it's like you have that 1-2% that wins 90% of them, and then the other 3% get one every couple of years. God, look how long it took Bill Lowen to get one.
Yeah, seriously, dollar bill, man. Or look at the one that I almost was surprised by. Like, I knew it, but I kind of forgot. Surprised by was that Chris Zaldane hasn't won one yet, because he's gotten just a handful.
Technically, Fighter hasn't won one yet either. He'll say he hasn't won one yet because he hasn't won $100,000 event.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And he won Angler of the Year. And it's wild. Again, I'm not trying to bag on homeboy. I'm just saying, like, he was like, because I didn't give a rat's behind about him showing emotion and going crazy, but I'm like, dude, throw that thing back out there. Quit hugging your cameraman. Get back on the front deck, dude. Like keep shut. But
probably in his mind. Probably.
I don't even know how I would act.
What that many
with a 30-pound. Catch a 30-pound bag and just 8, and you just, man, I might not be able to cast again. Like, I would just be laid out on the boat, like, just it'd be crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy though with Hunter though, because he's like on the precipice of winning one, right? Like,
always
you're starting to see him figure it out, and he's almost always there, and you can almost count on, like, this feels like a Hunter Shryock event, and there he is sitting in like 4th, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like you just kind of can tell what fisheries he's going to show up at, and you're like, yeah, time to ride him.
Yeah,
he's going to get it done, or he's going to be close. He's overdue.
And he's a cool boat rap, and he seems like an authentic human. And I have nothing bad to say. I was just in my brain, like, strategically, like, dude, keep fishing. But whatever. For sure. All right, so let's talk for a little bit. We ain't got to get all deep and weird and whatever, but Lure Lab, Andrew, was like my favorite podcast. And I'm not just saying that because
I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Oh, dope. It was like bite size most of the time. Like I think the longest I ever listened to was maybe like an hour at the most, but you got a good guess and you talk specific lures or like classes, like this kind of lure, that kind of lure. And now it doesn't really exist. So what's next? Where do you go from here, man?
What's next? That is a great question. I'm just kind of like super cliche answer, right? I'm just kind of doing my thing, trying to figure out what is truly next. Have some ideas, some things on pad and paper that I'm like, oh, I could do this. I have some ideas. It's just getting people together and figuring out how to do it. So I probably won't be able to do anything that I'm thinking about doing until about August to even start filming it. So we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I mean, I missed the Lure Lab. It was absolute blast to do. Everyone I got to talk to learned so much, right? And I give credit to those guys over at Serious Angler. They're the ones who helped push me to be a better content creator, right? Better podcast host, etc. So it stinks that I am no longer on that realm of things, but it's fine too, because when one chapter closes, another begins, right? So yeah, sure. I wish those guys the best of luck.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Other thing I thought about your podcast, and I don't know what you're looking at doing in the next phase of life, but the thing I liked about your podcast is it was somewhat unique. You know, like there's not too many podcasts that talk about fishing and tacos, but like in the world of like baits and stuff, I think the only other one I can think of is like Tackle Talk, and no diss to that dude, but his were, you know, usually a little bit longer. I just thought yours were bite size and you got in and whatever. What was so hopefully, I guess all that to say, hopefully you take some of that into whatever you're doing next, because I thought you did it really well. But the question I was going to ask you is, with all that stuff that you talked about, what's your favorite way to catch them, Andrew?
Oh man,
and it doesn't have to be super specific, but even like a general. What's your favorite way to catch a bass?
So my favorite way to catch a Great Lake smallmouth is on top. Like there's something about a topwater bite, and I was privy. Beginning of the podcast journey, I became good buddies with Wes Logan. And I was like, I want to put you on this cool bite, right? So took him out on Lake Erie, showed him some stuff around that post-spawn bite, how to catch some smallmouth. And then the second day, it was going to blow like a mofo. So we're not getting out on the big lake. But I was like, I have this sneaky stretch that if one blows up and gets it, you can get a giant Great Lake smallmouth on top. And he's like, wait, what? I was like, dead ass, right? Sorry if I can't swear here. I apologize. I've been out of the game for a couple weeks. But
we don't care.
We take out, and first like 5 casts in, one blows up and rolls and misses a Sammy. I think I was throwing a Lucky Craft Sammy or a ton.
Oh yeah.
Misses it. And he was like, wait, did that just happen? I was like, yeah. And it's like, we're going to get some. So it's probably like a 300-yard stretch. And at the very end of it, there is a little hole, which I walked out from the bank, so I know right where the hole is, with like 3.5-mile-an-hour current. And at the head of it, there's boulders. And I was like, if you hit that, you're going to get a giant, because they always lay in there first thing in the morning. I can't remember if it was a 5-pounder or a 6-pounder, but as soon as they hit the water, he was throwing a prototype arc topwater that is now out. I believe it's the Outlaw 115. It literally goes tick, tick. It shoots twice and just implodes, like death charge off the back of a battleship, right? Like World War II era, insane. I was like, dude, that's it. And it was absolute freak giant. Like there's little tiny stretches, and I just post about it, when there's little things that happen on the Great Lakes that you can get them on top water. That is by far my favorite bite, because it's unreal.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a shark chasing down a seal. Like just
I say that all the time with certain times of the year. Yep, with whole bodies coming out of the water, see the tail flap. Yeah, it's insanity.
That's awesome.
What are some of your favorite? Are you still talking about the Sammy and the gunfish? Do you ever use the shower blows? Are you
I honestly, like, to be truthful, I've never thrown a shower blows, and I need to. I just, every time I buy them, like, oh, that season's passed, I'll get it next year. And I end up not buying it. But like, I really like Super Spooks, like old school head and Super Spook. The saltwater version changed the hooks out.
Yeah,
better hooks out. But yeah, saltwater version. Sammy, gunfish, 115 size gunfish. I also am a big fan of like the Teckle Kick Knocker and the OG Reaction Innovation Vixen. If you can get your hands on them, all great topwater baits. And I feel like I'm missing one. Jackal Bow Stick is another good one.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. That's a great bait. Absolutely. And the Vixen, let me ask you this, Nate. I know you know about the Vixen as well.
A little bit.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because like if you go on eBay right now, you're paying out the nose, whatever that phrase means, but you're paying money for them.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like if one doesn't leak, the Teckle Kick Knocker is virtually the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. They look exactly the same. But I mean, like, what was it about? Because I think I have one or maybe two Vixens. I've thrown it. I've caught fish on it. But I was just sort of like, you know how somebody will talk about a movie or a something or a song? Oh, man, Run the Jewels put out this new record. And you listen to it, you're like, yeah, it's all right. But they said it like, it's the greatest thing that will ever go into your ears. And then you listen to it, you're like, eh, whatever. Like the Vixen, I feel like is like that. Like, what is it? Why are people so freaking obsessed with it?
Well, the thing with the Vixen was it was out for such a short period of time, and those who got it knew how powerful it was, right? And companies tried to knock it off. Paycheck Baits with the Repo Man, Teckle Kick Knocker, and I actually believe the Teckle Kick Knocker is the exact same mold as the original Vixen, right? The Reaction Innovation Vixen. I believe they're the exact same mold, and I actually think the Repo Man was the exact same mold as well. But the sound and the plastic and everything, when that original Vixen came out, they used a different type of plastic to mold it than they use now. So the sound was slightly different and moved different in the water. So that's why they're so coveted. It's kind of like a storm wigglewort. The original wigglewort swims and fishes way different than the modern day one. And it's because of the plastic that they made it with.
Okay. Would you agree with that, Nate? Because I know you know about them. I know you're into them.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Everything that I've heard about them. I've got one old and one newer one. I think the newer one actually is still in the box, but yeah, they're dope. They're dope baits for sure. I think that gunfish might be my favorite one.
Really?
But yeah, I throw that one a lot in the what's the smaller, like the 90 size, and then the 115 as well. I'll throw both.
I think it's
of those.
what 95 and 115. 95 right, for the gunfish.
Yeah, that and the Sammy. I remember being a kid, like seeing those in like the Bass Pro catalogs or whatever, and being like, "Oh my gosh, this looks so cool!" And like I didn't know anything about JDM, but it just looked different. Finishes were different.
Jordan, have you actually thrown the Sammy?
Have I?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
How many more bites have you gotten on the pause than walking it? Like you kill it and you wait like 10, 15 seconds. That thing is sitting straight up.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like a bobber, right? It just kind of pulls down.
It just gets sucked under. Yeah. That's good. I'm trying to think. I've thrown it for so. The funny thing is, I was just talking to somebody. Who the heck was it? I can't remember. But we were talking about like weak spots in your game, and that's mine. I'll throw top waters for sure, and I have some really cool spooks that the homie AJ from Horseshoe Custom painted up custom. They're just some of the sickest colors. They walk great, and then I do have some saltwater ones. You change out the hooks to the whatever that is. Zirconium. I just made that up. I don't know what the finish is on saltwater hooks.
Zirconium.
Yeah, I don't. Hi Gus, love you, buddy. Whatever. I'm not that great at like I can frog until the lights go out, but top water is just a different deal for me. And it's not that I can't do it. It's just not like my go-to. Like I'll do it right away in the morning, and if they're not hitting it, I'll be like, F this thing, and I put it back in the box.
Like, and that's where you're missing out. Like
probably.
Honestly, some of like my most iconic or memorable topwater bites are like 11:30, right, on a tournament day, and I'm like, oh, the shade line along this dock is perfect. Throw that popper right up tight and plop, plop, and 5-pounder. You're just like,
I don't know anything.
Nobody's catching that fish, right? Because I threw the popper. About that.
Yeah, I know. First thing in the morning, and then if I'm hold on, sorry, my son is trying to come say hi. Gus, I love you. Go to bed, Bubba. He wanted to come over here to tell me he's going to get new cowboy boots in the morning with his grandma.
Love it.
So I'm glad.
Yeehaw, brother.
Everybody in
That's
the
awesome.
podcast now knows that Gus is going to get new cowboy boots, and he had to tell me that right now. And I think he knew that I was recording, so he wanted his face to be on camera. Anyway, but yeah, I have such a narrow view of when it's going to work, and like even like the homies up here, like in tournaments, I know guys who will absolutely fill out their limit first 10 minutes of a day on a spook or whatever, and then that's that, and it gets put away. And I don't know, maybe I just need to get more confident with it. But
Don't like if I have variable cloud conditions.
Yeah,
I'm guilty. Like I'll throw it all day.
Really?
All day.
and you don't throw the shower blows though. That's surprising me. That lure's a bad mamma jamma, dude.
Yeah, and I need to. Like I said, it's one of those deals that I always forget about it, and I'm told how good it is, right? But I'm like, man, like I catch so many fish on a gunfish, on a Sammy, and on a popper.
Yeah.
Why do I need to change? If everyone's throwing that, why do I need that? I want just something a little bit different, right? Okay. So that's where I'm at with it.
What's your popper game? What's your go-to?
That's what I was gonna ask.
KVD Splash Pop, which is a great cheaper option, $8. Yeah. 2 colors, Bone and the Shizzle are basically the only 2 I throw. Then Labina Rico.
Yeah, the Rico.
Yeah. Those are the only 2 poppers.
Hey, let me ask you something. I was just reading something about the Rico the other day. Has it always been painted sideways? Do you know what I'm saying?
So. Yeah.
I
think about it.
A couple that I ordered on Tackle Warehouse forever. I've literally never thrown it, but I have them, and I don't remember them. The ones and these are years and years ago, 10 years ago maybe. That lure's been around for a hot second for sure. What is it? Why are they so expensive? Because it's like $25. What is it? Is it like a tungsten ball weight? Because I know you can cast it.
No, like that thing was. I think part of it is you're paying for the name and the person who like developed it, right? Like it was basically designed by Rick Clunn, yeah.
Right.
And it was the first chugging popper. It comes with more expensive Gamakatsu round bend, hand-tied treble on the back, right? So they're putting time and effort into that. But other than that, I think they might be hand-painted as well, as opposed to like industrial painted. Yeah. But I mean, there's just something about them that is unreal, especially on the big one. But if you're going to go like finesse tiny poppers, Yellow Magics are just as expensive. They're really good as well.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was just sorry. Yeah, I kind of went on a rabbit trail there. I just was thinking. I know the newer ones are sideways, like the the eyes are like this, but it sits like that. So the eyes kind of like on that old Boom Boom Frog that had the eye on the bottom of it, which kind of makes sense in a stupid.
Yeah, it looks like a fish is dying and just kind of flopping around, right?
And then even I think fish do. I mean, I've never had one tell me, but I do think fish see an eyeball on something that makes sense to them. Like it clicks, like that's a living whatever. It has an eyeball. What I'm
just take a Sharpie and draw a black dot on the belly near the treble hook, right? You're gonna get more bites.
Yeah, people do that crap for sure. I've done it a couple times on like swim baits, and then I thought it looked bad, and I was like, "Oh, this is stupid. I just ruined a swim bait." Start being a certain side of it, but whatever. What was I gonna say too about topwater? Gosh, dog it. That's something else I wanted to ask you about. Oh, I have you ever thrown? I'm not sure if they still make it. I think they do. I have 4 of that Mega Bass topwater bait that has the adjustable jaw on the front. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this?
Is it the Anthrax?
I'm going way back now. The Anthrax is the upside down minnow. That's like looks like it's dead. Let me see if I can find this real quick.
The only adjustable lip one I know of is the Knuckle, which is a square bill.
Yeah, no, this is pretty old.
I remember you've had that thing. At least I remember you showed me one years ago that you ordered
4 of them. Or lost them, but you can click the bait down, so it can either be a walk the dog bait, it can be a popper, and you can keep on clicking the little lip down, and it can even be like a what's the word I'm looking for here? A wake bait, and it is absolutely nasty. I have it in like baby bass. I have it in like that like python or whatever color.
Because the new one's the Suwitch, right?
Yeah, that's I don't think they make this bait anymore. I wonder if it's worth some money because it's Mega Bass, but it's a dope bait, and like I've literally on the water gone from like walking it to like popping the lip down and popping, and like I wish my boat was not right next to me. I would grab it and show you real quick, but it's pretty sick. And then also I have this is one of my favorite topwater baits. Not really.
Jitterbug. I love it. You know what's funny is do you know Debo's fishing?
Yeah, he's
he posted like a a picture a little while ago of like scum floating around. He's like, wrong answers only. What would you fish here? I was like, jitterbug, 100%, man. Like, that's the answer for everything. Like, wrong answers only. It's always a jitterbug because you're gonna catch them. Like, was it Chris Grow? I think a couple of years ago on the Tactical Warehouse Pro Circuit was catching them on St. Clair on an all black jitterbug.
Yeah, the all black dude. Like Ken Duke, who is, you know, the dude, he talks about how the all black musky sized jitterbug at night is like the greatest big bass catcher like of all time.
Can't beat it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the old one, just like the wiggle wart, the old jitterbug was wood before they started doing plastic on the musky sized one, at least. Because this is a really old one, this frog one, but that's not wood, that's just plastic. I like on some of the old baits to get that white film on it, scratch it off. Like, this thing is so sick. I kind of want to throw it, but I'd be like really bummed if I lost it. It's got like,
where you're at, a pike will take it.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Pike will take
real quick.
Everything. It's the worst. But anyway, so that's it. Top water. What's your least favorite? What's your least favorite way to catch them, Andrew?
Honestly, at this point, probably like a wacky Senko or a Nico rig. I never ever throw it.
We were just talking about that.
Like I'm a yin and yang fisherman, right? Like I'm a Great Lakes smallmouth guide. I also guide for largemouth, but it's funny. Like if I know I'm going largemouth fishing, all my spinning rods come out of the boat. I put them aside, right? I take all of my fairy wand, little ditzy plastic worms. They come out of the boat as well.
Yeah.
And then I put in 6 rods of braid. 2 have frogs, 2 have 5/8 ounce, and the other 2 have 1 ounce weights. And then I go flip grass or frog or catch them on top water or like chatterbait fish. And that's where I'm at. Like, it's super finessey for smallmouth. And if I'm largemouth fishing, I'm either cracking them or I'm going home with my tail between my legs because I suck. And it's usually the latter. But yeah.
I feel you. For sure. Yeah. Okay. That's surprising. I don't know why that surprises me. I think maybe just because I know you're like a smallmouth expert. What's your let's do the dong measuring contest, Andrew. My dong is very small. What's your PB smallmouth?
7.
Good God.
And it's hard to it's so hard. Like, this is a crazy story. 2 years ago, it was in a tournament. It was not that fish, but it was $1,000 Canadian payout fish. If you can see it up there, it says $1,000. But then also it was a team tournament, and you can only fish it as a team. They gave us 2 Abu Garcia Xenon combos, rod and reel, right? So the fish was like a $4,000 fish. But on my scale, it was 705. On the tournament scale, it was 695.
Oh, stop.
So is it a 7?
Yes. Yeah, 7.
Right.
So I've always said it's a 695 until I've had conversations with people and they're like, it's a 7. I'm like, all right, I got my 7, right? But it was crazy because I remember I broke one off that was just as big, if not bigger, like 5 minutes before that. Retied, throw back on the same spot. Tiny little spot. And for 2 weeks of guiding, every day I'd pull up there and catch a giant. Like 6 to 6'8" class fish, right? Like absolute big Lake Erie fish for 2 weeks straight. And I was like, and I told my tournament partner that morning, and this is the most ridiculous thing. I was like, we're either going to catch 28 pounds and we're not going to have 1/6, or we're going to catch like 23 to 24 pounds and we're going to have a freak giant. That's just the way it's going to go. We weighed 23.8 with a 7-pounder and had a 3-pounder I couldn't get rid of.
And where'd you finish the derb with that?
A first out of 105.
Oh my gosh, that is insane.
That's wild.
All brown fish.
Yeah.
Woo, that's crazy. What did you catch that giant on?
Berkeley flatworm. Drop
shotting, yeah. So you don't mind drop shotting, you just don't like so I mean you're not completely anti-finesse, you just don't like Nico rigging.
Yeah, essentially. And you know what it is? It's the fact that when I finally get the chance to go largemouth, like I used to throw a wacky Senko Nico rig all the time when I was work Monday through Friday at my 40-hour-a-week job. And then Saturday morning's a tournament day, no practice. I'm like, what weed line am I going to get on today? Am I going to just doodly around to get 5 bites, right? And hopefully have a shot to win. But now that I get to fish 5 days a week, 2 to 3 of them guiding, the other 2 content creation tournament, having fun, whatever. I'm just like, when I go out, I'm like, I just want to break stuff, basically, right? Like, I just want to set the hook. I got 2 little kids. I need to get aggression out somehow. I'm going to take some aggression out of some old melon heads. And I got one little lake near me that you're not going to get a bunch of bites, but they're all big when you do get bit.
Nice.
And yeah, boat flips, big hook sets, big line. It's fun.
That's awesome.
Swing the bat on them.
Exactly.
Yeah, laying to him, dude, for sure. That's awesome. Speaking of which, let me tell a quick story, and then Nate, I want to ask you a quick story about your travel issues. Yesterday, excuse me. Yesterday I caught a 4-pound, and it stopped rocking at 4 pounds 8 ounces, and then it was like 8 5/8 of an ounce. So 4.9, whatever. But he's kind of flopping around a lot. I don't have a Bubba scale. I ain't got Bubba scale money, you know what I'm saying? But it's a good it's a good little scale with a little clippy guy on the front. But anyway, so I caught a 4.9, and a little bit before that, I had a fish hit the lure at a local hole around here that I am not going to say now, because I did not think there was big fish in it. Like, I always went there and caught fish, but did not think there was big fish in it. And I was fishing a new section of this lake that's really kind of hard to get to. And most of it was just because I'm fishing with my 4-year-old Gus, who's getting new cowboy boots tomorrow, if you needed a reminder. But I'm trying to get him. Me and Chad Pipkins have been talking a bunch about like how to get your kids like addicted to fishing, because his daughters like going, but they're not like full blown like addicts yet, So we're always kind of bouncing photos back and forth and whatever. And he was like, dude, if you can get him on a frog bite, he's never going to want to like walk away from fishing. And I'm like, yeah, you're totally right. Like watching it blow up, whether they catch it, whether they miss it, whatever. And so we're in this real mucky area. We're throwing a frog. And then there was this one area, because it was so windy, where some of that duckweed had kind of moved off of this long laydown. And I flipped this jig in there, and it was a Outcast tackle Seth Fighter jig back when he was still on Outcast. And it's in a I think it's Sunfish is the name of the color, but it's
Cage Fighter, a stealth fighter. Yeah,
it's the Cage Fighter. Yep. The little local, it's so dope too, man. So the local hardware store, it's like right down the street from me. They sell minnows and stuff. They have some lures, not a ton, but they have a whole like 5 or 6 arms of the Outcast Cage Fighter in multiple colors. 3/8 ounce, half ounce, whatever. And I brought one up to the register, and on the peg it said $6.99, I think, which nowadays for jigs is not that crazy, whatever. Like, those Beast Coasts are like $12 or whatever. And so I'm like, whatever. And the chick goes to ring it up, and it doesn't beep. And she goes, I don't know how much this is. She's like 12. She's like, I don't know how much this is. How much this is? I'm like, I think it was $6. She goes, how about $2.50? And I was like, can I go grab some more? She's like, I don't care. So I went back there and just empty the peg out, you know what I'm saying, for $2.50.
I would about the whole dang rack.
I mean, honestly, I went back there and just went. So I got all those other. I wish I had my boat here. Gosh dang it! I had other really cool color. It's like bright blue and like green pumpkin. It's a weird color combo, but the underside of the head is bright blue. The top side of the jig head is green, and then it's a sick color. But anyway, I'm throwing this Sunfish. I start throwing this jig because the wind had blown off all the duckweed where I'd normally be frogging right there. And you never know, that feeling when you're throwing a jig or a flipping bait, and it kind of hits a limb and kind of scoots over the limb, and you can kind of feel it go through stuff. Sometimes you can't really tell, like, is that a fish? Is that a limb? Is it a whatever? And I just got hung up like 3 casts ago. And so I didn't really want to get like re-hung up again, because we're going in some area that looked real juicy, and I really wanted Gus to get on a frog bite. And so I didn't think it was a fish. And then my line starts moving, but I still didn't know if it was just falling, because it's like kind of a deep hole in a shallow flat. So I do this hook set. Not, I kind of leaned. It was more like a finesse hook set almost. And then my line takes off, and I'm like, gosh, dang it. I knew it wasn't a good hook set. And it starts swimming directly at the boat. And this fish swims by the boat, like in Top Gun, doing like what does he call it? Like the pattern's full, requesting a flyby. Like he goes right by the port side of the boat, 100 miles an hour, and it's a giant. I'm talking like he made that 4-pound 9 ounce look small. Like this thing was humongous, big old fat slouch melon head on it, long as all get out, and he's going by 100 miles an hour. Gus sees it and he goes, "Oh my gosh!" Like he gets all excited, and then it does this thing where it swims by the boat, turns on a dime, and then jumps back at the boat, and it was enough to create slack, and the jig came popping out of its mouth, and like I like laid down on the front deck with my arms like over. I was like, "Oh no!" Like I didn't cuss, I didn't, I can snap a rod on, but I laid down on my stomach because I was so upset. It was the biggest fish I've seen probably in Wisconsin for a largemouth. And then Gus came and laid next to me. He goes, "It's okay, Dad." And he like patted me on the back. I was like, "Thanks, I appreciate."
What's your jig setup?
I was using a Denali 7'4" Attacks. It's a heavy, but it's not an extra heavy. 19-pound sniper fluoro because the water's clear enough, and then a Daiwa Tatula. I can't remember which one it is. Pretty quick gear ratio, like 8.4, 8.3 to 1 something. And I mean, I've caught the frick out of them on that. So it's enough. Like I usually use a medium heavy, but I don't know. I've really liked the way that rod feels being a little longer and then being a heavy. So when you step back, which I didn't on that one, and crack them, I mean, it just buries it. Like it drives it in so hard. I usually use a heavy for like a swim jig, but I like using this heavy for a jig. And just a super bad hook set. And then it ended up being like literally probably the biggest largemouth I've ever seen in Wisconsin. So that was pretty heartbreaking. And then I caught the 4.9, which made me feel better, but almost made me feel worse because that other one was so bigger.
That size difference, yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough, dude, for sure. But anyway, I just wanted to share that because it was interesting. I honestly, I didn't know what to do when he came swimming towards the boat, knowing that I didn't have a very good hook set on it. And I'm just trying to bring in as much line as I possibly can. Then he turned on a dime, jumped at me. It was ugly, but it was awesome fish. I wish I had like a GoPro going or something so I could show somebody. Anyway, Nate, give us your sad story. Let's all cry together. Give us your sad story about the deer, about the hub. What do you got going, homeboy?
Yeah. So I guess what was it last Friday? I was heading out to practice for the Angler's Choice on Sunday, and I decided I'm gonna go up the pool and check the pool above where we're fishing. So I went up and decided to fish on 12 and woke up late. It was a bad deal. Thought I hit snooze and turned my alarm off and woke up like half hour late. Then had to clean my boat out because I had rods like still scattered all over. I didn't get put away, the night before. So it just everything started poorly. And by the time I made it to the ramp, I get there and it just starts raining on me. And of course, I posted about it before. I've got my Sims gear has a huge rip down the back of the bibs, and I broke the zipper off my jacket all in the same day. Still haven't replaced that stuff. So
Perfect.
Yeah, so it was a bad deal. Had to put that stuff on, and there's a guy in front of me. He's putting in. He also fishes that same trail, but he gets put in. And he walks by, and he's like, "Hey, you want me to dump you in real quick?" I was like, "Oh no, I'm not in no hurry. It's no big deal." So I pull up, back the boat down, and then I go to park, and my trailer's a little crooked, and I'm kind of finicky. I didn't want it as close to the line as it was, so I back up, straighten up, and pull forward, and I hop out of the truck, and I look down, and there's my wheel laying on the ground right next to the trailer, just laying there, just popped off. So I'm like, man, if I'd have had this guy drive this, park my truck, the wheel would have popped off on him. He probably would have felt terrible.
You gotta replace.
Yeah, so I think I snapped the picture. I think I sent it to you. I just picked the wheel up and I just threw it in the bed of the truck, and I went out and fished. And it was it's raining. I'm in the terrible rain gear. I run to my first area, pick up a buzz bait, make a cast, and it goes, and somehow my line snapped like down in my reel, and my bait flies up on the bank. All my lines like strung all across the water. Like it was the worst start to pre-fishing that I've ever had. It was horrendous.
Yeah.
So, and then I fished for like 4 hours. I caught one that was like 3 pounds, and then I caught one like dink. Like it was miserable. It poured rain like the whole day.
So
it was so bad.
Wet though, because if you're rain bad, you're like actually wet.
Yeah, I got to a point to where I realized if I just kind of like pulled my shoulders together, I could keep the Velcro on my jacket like just closed enough to keep the rain off me. So it wasn't wasn't the worst, but it was fairly close. And I got to the point like in the day where I'm thinking to myself, like, that saying, a bad day of fishing, beats a good day at work. And I'm like, I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know if
about
this is one of
today.
those days. Yeah, I don't know if this is one of those days. Yeah, it was rough. So then of course I decided to take off the water early. There's a little local marina or a boat dealer, Bob's Marine, right in Bellevue, kind of where I was at. So I pull up there, and they have all the parts there to fix the trailer. I'm like, oh, awesome. So I buy the stuff from him, and I'm like, oh, I've got a tool set, but I don't have a jack. So he lets me borrow a jack. I pulled the jack over. Yeah, I pulled the jack over to start working on it. I don't have like the toolkit I have in the truck. I don't have a socket big enough to take any of the lug nuts off. So I'm like, oh well, this is worthless. Somehow, like the washer that like holds the front bearing on had rotated, and it's like flat on one side, and it had spun around the hub itself or the spindle. So I couldn't get that off. I didn't have anything to get that off. It was just I spent like a half an hour there. I sliced my finger open. Like it was so bad. It was so bad.
Everything was wrong.
Yeah, it was the worst. Yeah, so I just head home and I parked the boat. I put a fan on it, and I didn't touch it for a day and a half until I finally decided to get it all fixed, and I did that. And then then tournament morning, we take off at like 3:00, leave my house at 3 a.m. Me and my buddy, and we start heading up to Savannah where the tournament's at. Get through. I think we had just got into like Rapid City, and we saw a deer standing on the side of the road. Typically, this spot we always see one. And my buddy's like, "Oh, if the deer are moving, that old Frank Scalish, thing. If the deer are moving, the fish are going to be biting." So, so we saw a deer. Another, just get on the other side of Albany, see another deer on the side of the road, like just standing there. And I'm like, "Oh man, these things are all over the place." But they, kind of just stayed still and didn't do anything. So kept driving, made it to the other side of I think we were on our way to Cordova. We hadn't quite made it to Cordova, and we come around the bend, and I see the deer, 50, 100 yards in front, standing on the opposite side of the road, just looking away from us, just standing there doing nothing. Oh man, another one. And as soon as we get close to it, it turns and just darts across the road. And I'm like, oh my God. Slam on the brakes. I try to swerve, and I think I just missed it with the truck, and it just nails the trailer. Same wheel and hub and everything that I just worked on, just got put all back together, just smoked it. And there's a truck that had just like flown up behind us, and I saw his headlights come up, and I remember like a few tournaments ago, a guy did the same thing, and it actually was a buddy that fishes the club. So I'm like, man, I wonder if that is who that was. And 2 seconds after hitting the deer, he calls me, and he's like, man, I just saw that deer you hit. It went about 20 feet up in the air. He said it tumbled twice. Like he said, it went crazy through the air. So I must have clipped it just right to where maybe it was trying to jump or something and just went flying. But yeah, it was a bad deal. It was a bad.
What's your trailer? I can't remember what you sent me.
Yeah, so it ended up just like the kind of the Phoenix logo where the light kind of pops through. It like dented that in, and then it hit the fender and put a dent in the front of it, and then kind of just like shifted the fender back a little bit. So not a ton of damage, but it moved some things around that are made of metal that shouldn't move that easily. So
good Lord, dude, did you win the tournament?
No, we didn't win. It's two tournaments in a row where we were boat 19 and finished 19th.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, pretty wild. But yeah, so we started the morning off like of the tournament. We caught the first two bites we had. I caught 2 keepers in 20 minutes on the water, and then not another bite for 5-6 hours. And then like
rough.
About 1 o'clock, between 12:30 and 1 o'clock, we caught 5 other keepers, and like we had like just under 12 pounds. And so it was a rough day, rough stretch, but we got through it and persevered.
Positivity.
Caught them all on a frog too, so it was fun in the rain again.
What I like to do if it's like midday like that, I'm not catching. I like to throw top water, like Sammy or a gunfish.
Yeah, just right in the middle of the day. Yeah.
Go to, you know what I'm saying? So if you need advice, that's what I would do.
Perfect. No, I appreciate it.
Oh man, that's rough. Everybody's got those stories too. I think I shared it on here. One time I was going to a tournament to practice, and I went around a corner and I watched my wheel off my dual axle fall into the ditch, just bounce down into this ditch. Like, oh, that's not ideal. Yeah, it happens. I mean, it just a part of being a boat owner, part of fishing, whatever. Speaking of crap going wrong, how's that Suzuki, Andrew?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Slow, but it's awesome, right? Like,
Yeah.
I still have not figured out the proper prop to put on it, but I got a prop guy working on it. He's doing all like the schematics and the math equations, and I gotta actually call him tomorrow and see what he came up with. So hoping I can get my boat back to 60 miles an hour. With the Merc, it was a 70-mile-an-hour boat.
Oh, what's the difference?
Yeah, it's a huge difference. But I also lost 25 horsepower. And the biggest thing is a lot of people don't know, like between a Merc and a Suzuki, is the Suzuki gear ratio is twice as high on the low end of the Merc. So like a Merc output's like 1.25 to 1 or something like that. The Suzuki is 2.5 to 1.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's got a lot of low end torque, which is good for getting on pad and rough water. So I don't mind it too much.
Yeah, yeah. So I was talking to, again, I keep saying his name, but I was talking to Pipkins, you know, who's been a Suzuki guy forever. And I never really thought of it until he said this. He's like, well, you know, every other major motor company sends guys out on the tournament trails, but Suzuki doesn't because they don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that for real? And he's like, no, they literally don't have to. Like, nothing ever goes wrong with them. Have you had any issues with it?
No. I got 147 hours on it now.
And is this one season or second season on it?
Be month 7. I got it. I picked it up 1 month to the year ago today, basically, right? Like May 15th, 2025.
Okay. Yeah. Daggum. That's I'm obsessed with Suzukis. I'm so obsessed with Suzukis and Bass Cats, and I don't know, there's a few things boating wise I'm just like in love with. And not only Suzuki's like the most reliable thing on earth, but they're just so freaking cool looking. Like they just look like the cowl, the way it's kind of skinny, and like the murdered out, like the flat black with the gloss. Ugh, they're just dope, dude.
Yeah, they did a good job with it. My buddy Gabe, he's got one he put on his old Champ. He's got a 06 Champ, and he put a Suzuki on a 250 Suzuki, and it is awesome. He absolutely loves it. He's like the worst thing about it is he didn't decide to do it like, you know, a few years prior. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, gosh,
it screams though, like that mid range. It absolutely screams.
Yeah, torquey, right? Yeah, you like in that middle, hit it down.
No, like noise volume.
Like volume. Yeah. No, I've heard they're really torquey in mid range too. Gosh, dog, that's so sick, dude. I'm jealous. Well, I don't want to keep you too late, Andrew, but I do.
You're good, man.
Question. So through your years of podcasting with a lot of like respectable cats, a lot of well-known people, what are some of the things you learned about lures specifically? Give me like a couple lessons that you didn't know going in that you learned from the podcast.
That's loaded.
How about this before we go any farther? Because one thing you always did really well was you would ask setup questions. I can't remember who the cat was. Yes, I can. Louis, what's his last name?
Monetti.
Yeah, you had him talking about buzz baits, and y'all were talking about buzz bait setups and how you guys both fish fluoro on buzz baits and blah blah blah. What's your setup for like top water for fishing a Sammy, for fishing a gunfish? What do you like to throw? Specific.
So my favorite rod to throw them on is an Alpha Angler top hammer. It's a 7-foot medium braid. I'm straight braid, 30-pound, and an 8-to-1 gear ratio reel. Okay. Personally, I'm weird. I use both left and right-handed.
That's so weird.
It's on all my top water and jerk baits, I use left-handed reels. On everything else, I use right. So I use primarily a Shimano Corrado 71 MGL XG.
Jeez, yeah, that's a really nice reel.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what will ruin you though is I've recently got a Metanium.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
No, they're not. That's not a cheap reel, but yeah, they are filled.
Oof. Yeah, I have a friend who was moving some stuff. He's like, "Hey, you want this?" I'm like, "How much?" He told me. I was like, "Absolutely."
Wow, right? Who gets Metanium? That's crazy.
Yeah, I got a good deal on a Metanium. Yeah, like I was never one to believe in like owning high-end gear mattered
Yeah.
until I finally owned a piece or two of high-end gear for
Yeah.
very specific applications. And I'm like, oh my, like
Yeah.
I've been missing bites is
Yeah.
basically what it comes down to. Like even on higher end spinning reels, they're made of a different material instead of like your plastic, right? Like your plastic handle. You
Mhm.
feel more bites, even on a cheaper rod.
Yeah. Gosh, that's awesome. I'm jealous.
That is smart. Yeah.
I don't know anybody who gets rid of
rad.
monometanium though. Like that's weird to me. Like you don't really see those up for sale on like Marketplace or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, yeah, he was more or less upgrading, right? Like it was a year-old reel and it was like brand new. And he's like, hey, I'm like moving all these reels around, and he's like, just bought some elderberries. Do you want one of these metaniums? I'm like,
geez,
sure.
wow. Yeah, his friend.
like this dude has elderberries. He's got metaniums, Bantam MGLs. His spinning reels are all twin power Vanquish,
Why wouldn't they?
SSB, and Stellas. Like it's
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah.
And
That's
now
fun.
I'm in that chat if whenever he upgrades something like, hey, you want this? I'm like, maybe. Like twist my arm, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'll take your old what do you call it, hand me downs for sure.
well, it's funny, like, and then I get it for a while. I'm like, dude, have you used this reel? He's like, yeah, I used it. I'm like, it's mint, right? Like, there's not a scratch in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, this is too nice for me. I'm like, take it back.
Well, I mean, I'll be the hand me down from him if you want. If you don't want it,
No,
ship it on over to Wisconsin.
but it's funny, like guiding. This is one of the biggest lessons I've learned from guiding, and it cost me last year in the tournament was separating your guide gear, like still having good guide gear, like good to great guide gear, but separating your guide gear from your tournament and fun fishing gear, your personal use stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, I use I would say mid-range to high-end stuff for clients, but then I have my own stuff that's similar that I'm taking out of the boat now for when I get in a tournament situation. Because last year at the end of the year, I noticed some of my spinning rods were starting to get soft. Like just too many fish have been caught on them. Like, this is a brand new pack of hooks, right? The hooks are sharp. I'm like, why can't I drill a hook home on a drop shot setup 30 feet out from the boat, 30 feet down? Like, that should be automatic all day. I give them the boat, they just come off. And I'm like, I'm losing something here. And then I picked up a new rod just to try, right? Same exact setup. First cast, I caught every single fish that day. Wow. And I'm like, my rod's just losing power somewhere. I don't feel it, but it's something happened. And it was with like 5 of my setups. It was that way. And as soon as I bought all new rods, I stopped losing fish.
Dang. I mean, that makes a lot of sense though. You're right. Yeah. Because
I've never thought of that. That's wild.
I've gone through 4 Tatula MQs. I'm like, no more MQs for clients.
Yeah, that's an expensive route item. These creepers. So, what's a lesson you learned, Andrew? Give us something that you learned through doing the podcast, fishing wise.
Oh man, like honestly, like I can't say there was too many lessons learned, but there's a lot of good advice that has been given, right? And it's applying that advice. And I don't know off the top of my head, I can come up with something, but the biggest lessons I've learned is don't be afraid of failure, right? Like, especially when you're fishing, like so many people get bent out of shape, like, oh, you should have seen the fish I lost, or, oh, the fish just wouldn't bite for me today, or, oh, like, whatever. It's an excuse. Like, don't be afraid of it. Embrace it because you learned something. There's so many days on the water guiding. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why can't we get these fish to bite? And the biggest thing is, it's a lot of times it's not you. It's not the client. It's just the fish are doing what they want to do. Right? Like, you can't make a fish bite if it doesn't want to fish. Sure, there are some tricks that we can add into and do things to get maybe 1 or 2 more bites, which you only learn those. Somebody can tell you how to do something. You only learn how to truly become a better angler by being on the water.
100%.
So take what, I guess, like the biggest tip I can give for all your viewership is take listen to as many podcasts, as many YouTube videos, figure out what the good ones are and the bad ones are, right? Separate them into categories. Even in bad YouTube videos, there's still good pieces of information.
Sure.
But take that information, apply it to your game, and then figure out what works for you and be confident. And if the fishing sucks that day, you learn something. You learn what not to do and don't do it again. Or maybe it's just a seasonal thing, or maybe it's a wind-driven thing, and go back and revisit. If something looks good, doesn't mean they're not there. You just didn't fish it at the right time or fish it correctly. So keep reapproaching it. And the other thing is never, like, history is good to have, but don't always fish history. Like,
hard.
It's so hard. Like, as a guide, right, I have 3,900 waypoints on the eastern end of Lake Erie out of Buffalo. Do you want to know how many waypoints I've deleted this year?
A real number you just said?
Yes. It's actually 39. I just put one in yesterday. 39, 2 days ago. 3978, I believe I'm at.
Oh my gosh.
And I delete about 500 to 800 waypoints a year and add new ones in.
That's insane.
It's absolutely nuts.
So it's easy for you to go back to history and like, oh, I'll get them here. They're always here.
Yeah, so like the people here know there's, on the eastern end of Erie, there's a giant sand flat. And I probably have 500 waypoints on it. The issue is when the wind blows, the sand will shift and the juice or money spots will be different. So I have to go through, idle the whole thing, spend 20 hours every spring to set myself up for the fall when tournament season, like my big tournaments come. So I'll take my days off and just go out there and idle the whole thing, deleting stuff where it used to be. If it's a really good spot or I've caught a big one, I'll change the name on it, right? Change the symbol. But I'm constantly readjusting my waypoints, always. And almost every year I catch them on something different.
That's crazy.
And it could be 50 feet from what I'm fishing, right? From the year before, but it's just the way it changes.
Yeah.
What units do you have on your boat again?
Yeah, you'll laugh. Humminbird Helix 12s. So everything is analog.
I have 2 Helix 12s on my console, and I love them.
Oh, the side scan is unreal. Down imaging, 2D, it's all great. The mapping, Lake Master's unreal, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, I've had Lowrance Lives, and I miss that touch screen where I could just like
that touch screen.
Yeah, it is way quicker. I'll agree with you there for sure. I can't.
Did they go?
Go ahead, Nate.
I was just gonna say, did the Explorer units? Did they go touchscreen?
I believe so, but don't quote me.
Or is touch? Yeah. It also has the buttons on the side, which I think is kind of the juice.
Right, yeah, best of both worlds for sure.
Have both, yeah. And the Explorer, what I'll say too, because I used to work at that boat dealership. The Explorer over was the Solix before it. People got to realize when you go to use like a touchscreen on a fish finder, it's not like on your phone where it's instantly like responsive, like the second you touch it. But the Explorer is way faster, like way more responsive than like what the Solix was as far as like trying to pinch and zoom and move it. Because if you move it on like a Solix while it's doing something, it's a delay. The Explorer's snappy. Yeah, it's a good little unit for that for sure. Yeah, and I agree. I don't mind setting waypoints on the Helix, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's just double click your mark and then go and you have to edit it however you want, right? Like it takes time, and then
editing.
But I have to come off my graphing speed. I gotta go into idle.
Right.
Not even idle. I have to go into neutral, right, to change it all around and then get back on course. And with the Lowrance, it literally just boop, done, right? I can type it in really quick, and I miss the touch screen. Maybe I'll go back to Lowrance in the future. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
maybe the next boat. Garmin. I'll tell you what, I really enjoy Garmin side imaging. It's unreal.
Garmin has really changed up there, or not changed up, but they've really like evolved, I guess, their side imaging. Yeah, because for a while there, like dudes were just not rocking all Garmin, but now you see it everywhere. Like both on the console. Obviously, Live Scope is by far the best unit out there for forward facing, but yeah, it's crazy. Have you seen some of the newer Garmin stuff too? That's like, what is it? They make a 16 and a 19 or something like that. Oh my Lord. Number one, the resolution is nonsense. Number two, the price tag is also nonsense. really big Garmin units. My God, like the first time I saw one, because when I worked at that dealership, we get a discount, and I was like, wait, this is with the discount? They're like, yeah, that's 30% off. I'm like, 30% off? Like
I'm still $7,000. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
$1,000 for one unit? Are you kidding me? Like, yeah, it's bananas. But if I always do this because I'm an idiot, but I always say like houses, trucks, and boat stuff. I always do this. Like if I had silly money, here's what I would do. Like I always like fantasize. Like I'd put this on there. I'd put that on there. I'd have this exact unit. I'd have these transducers. I'd just go buck, like almost like a Milliken boat, where he can just do whatever he wants and he's not fishing like the elite. So he can put side imaging, like side facing live scope transducers all over the freaking thing. It's bananas. That's what I would do too. But before we let you go, Andrew, I want two things I want to talk to you about. Give us a couple, if you can think of them, specific sneaky baits, like some lures, some baits that maybe aren't super mainstream that people don't know about super well that you think are juicy. And then the other thing is I do want to talk to you about tacos, because I remember when we first had you on Serious Angler, you were the dude, like you got into it, like what drinks you paired with what meat.
I freaking love tacos.
Yes, we got to talk.
We eat tacos like twice a week. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so I love it. But yeah, give us one, and I'll give you a second to think. One of our listeners, I'd call him a friend or met him, but just kind of like an online buddy, whatever. His name is Mike. I think you say his last name Tanis. So shout out to that fella. Shout out. And we'll message back and forth. I don't know if it's on Facebook or Instagram all the time. And he's an absolute JDM junkie. I mean, he's not too far off of the homie Jake Bagwell, like just like laughably like deep JDM, stables. But anywho, he was talking about a bait. I think it's called like the Perku. I don't know. It's
what
like
you're talking about. Yeah.
Little like hoop shaped top water bait, but it's like a hard bait, but it's shaped like a wacky rig. And he was like, dude, that thing looks so stupid and it moves awesome top water, blah, blah, blah. So I started looking that up, and there's like this weird sort of unknown cult following on that thing. You got any baits like that, Andrew? Like a secret little bait that maybe you don't want to talk about?
Let us know.
Yeah, right. Talk about it.
No, honestly, like there's not a ton, like a sneaky dice bait that everyone should probably have to mess around with, like specifically on a drop shot for smallmouth fisheries, but it's pretty good for largemouth as well. Is like going a little mainstream here, but like an X-Zone GBO is a little bit different dice bait, like smaller finesse size.
Yep.
Compared to a lot of other ones, that one's pretty sneaky good. I've caught some fish rigging it some different ways. But like I want to give like props to like some more mainstream things here that I've messed around with this year, right? Like a good trap bait that a lot of people might overlook is that new Bill Lewis hammer trap. That thing's good.
Is it really? It looks so dumb.
It looks interesting, but it's good. Like it fishes like legit. I had a Lure Lab listener message. He's like, dude, you got to try this trap, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm taking my boat off for the first time. I'm going to catch fish on a trap. They would not eat like a tungsten two tap, like Strike King. They wouldn't touch my TN shads from Jackal. And I'm like, okay, let's go to LVs. Wouldn't eat an LV. I'm like, screw it, I'm going to try the hammer trap. Third cast, caught a fish. And I'm like,
really?
You've got to be like,
wow,
this is dumb. And I ended up catching like 25 fish on it that day. And I'm like, this is dumb. Like, why is it this one's getting bit over these? And I can't explain it. Maybe it's just the fact that our fish are so used to and accustomed to those other baits that it's something different, but it feels great. Like, if I can feel trapped during the entire retrieve, that's a great trap. And I could feel it. Yeah. Not every one of them you can feel like the whole retrieve, right? And I was like, okay, that's good. And it comes with decent stock hooks. So if you're like a pond hopping junkie, right? Like it comes with, I think they're Mustad triple grips, not amazing hooks, but they get the job done.
Yeah.
And I think they're priced right too. They're like $7.99 compared to a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good tip, because I would have never, like, literally never thrown that bait. I would have never thrown that bait. And it's not a diss to it, but it just looks stupid. Like, it has like the Bill Lewis logo as the eyes, so it looks like it's like, and that's not the coolest looking trap I've ever seen in my life. Not the coolest looking lipless, but if it works, I mean, shoot.
Now another one too is grass piece, like that bladed jig guy.
Yep.
I don't remember the exact name of it, but yeah, that's
grass piece.
I've thrown it around a little bit. That thing,
pretty legit.
Yeah.
Finding
the right trailer for it is the harder part because
Okay.
it needs a very specific style trailer for it to hunt properly.
Mhm.
From all the research I've done, and I haven't found one that I like yet.
Yeah.
But you can fish it naked and it fishes fine, which is weird for a lot of baits. Like I feel like that grass piece and a buzzbait are the only two baits that you can throw skirted naked and catch fish.
Yeah. Have you heard of thrown the Tackle Blade Walker?
No.
It's a
I know you're talking about, but no, I did not.
So freaking weird, and it works awesome. I bet you could probably throw that sans trailer as well. When I first got it, it was sort of like, I remember I made a post about
it's got like that weird like spoonbill blade on the front of it. Yeah,
it's got a weird angled blade that's also like concave, like a skateboard sort. It's weird. But I got a couple. They were on not clearance, but they were on sale on eBay for like $8 for a cool looking JDM bait. I'm like, whatever, like $8, you know, whatever. I'll try it, and I think it's really neat. It's sort of like, again, I made a post about it a couple years ago. The Brian Thrift Big Blade chatterbait, and I was like, dude, this thing sucks. And everybody was like, no, dude, you're fishing it wrong. Like that's almost like a wake bait because of how big the blade is. It doesn't want to stay down. But you can get it over weeds. You can get it over grass humps. And what I was like, oh, yeah, I never thought of that. You know what I mean? And so then when I started fishing it like that, sure as shoot, you get some nasty strikes on it. And it's the same thing with the Tackle Blade Walker. If you throw it in the right way, in the right conditions, knowing what it's supposed to do, it's not supposed to be a chatterbait. It's not supposed to be a jackhammer or an Evo or whatever, but it's very unique, kind of a strange action. And yeah, it's pretty dope. Should try it.
The most dope bait that I still have, and I only have one left, and I need to find. In the fall, I only have one left. I can't find my spinnerbait box, but if you can find them, the original Jackal Super Eruption spinnerbait is
on.
Oh, it's one of the best spinnerbaits I've ever thrown. I had like 10 of them. The arms break on them super easily, but oh my gosh, I could get fish in the spinnerbait on any condition with that bait.
Really?
Yeah.
Super Eruption. I got to look for that. So on the same, I'm not trying to like out JDM you here, but I'm just asking if you've seen it. One of my favorites, and Nate's seen me throw it quite a bit, is the Gancraft spinnerbait. Have you seen those? With that super weird, like long and that tapers. Oh my gosh, that thing, even like in the half-ounce size, that thing will thump your hands. Like when you're throwing it all day long, it rocks. But that's a really great bait. Tracks super true, and I don't know if it's because the blades are so big, and it's got that really cool Gancraft like samurai logo, like stamp blade, which is so freaking cool looking. But that thing, you can really give that thing the beans and it just stays true. Like it'll come up, but it won't blow out. It won't turn sideways. That's an awesome spinnerbait. Caught some smallmouth on that, like in clear water, you know, like that, or you're just going through and they just, you know, where you can't pull it away from them. Gosh,
there's nothing like a giant smallmouth eating a spinnerbait. There's nothing like it.
Could be. I've said this about so many things, like square bills or jigs or whatever, but pulling spinner baits away from smallmouth could be my favorite bite of any bite on the planet. It's just violent and fast and like chaotic, and yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, especially when it's like something visual too, like a coleslaw colored spinnerbait with white blades. You could see it like a foot underneath the surface, just screaming. Also, it's gone. You're like, oh yeah, I know what that is.
You say coleslaw? You talking about War Eagle? Isn't that a War? Yeah, dude.
On the War Eagle.
Yeah, those are great colorways.
Okay.
War Eagle, like maybe they do in certain circles. I feel like maybe they don't get enough respect either for their spinner baits. People like them, but they're not
even their buzz baits.
The buzz baits are great with like the little hologram sticker on them. The finesse spinner baits, even that War Eagle jig, whatever is a dope little jig. Like they make some good stuff for not too much money.
So we're talking War Eagles, right? So I got a question for you guys. If you had one spinnerbait to throw, and I'll answer last, like what would be your one spinnerbait and trailer combo?
Oh, gosh.
Doesn't have to be War Eagle, but I'm just asking.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine might be a War Eagle, or on it. You know what mine might be, and I don't even know if you can get it, but like the old Terminator spinnerbait I don't know what that blade is. It wasn't like a normal like Indiana or Colorado. It was kind of drawn out, and it was convex, like pretty deep, like a one blade. I mean, it was light too, like 3/8 ounce. But I remember when all those titanium wire Terminators were so popular, and those they did too. When you threw them, the whole thing, it like the whole
flex, yeah.
It did a womp 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 womp. Yeah.
And you could bounce it off anything. Because I remember when I first started throwing those, I wasn't like the casting, extraordinaire that I am now. Not that I'm great, but I definitely wasn't good. But I was probably throwing them on spinning tackle, honestly. I'd be bouncing them off rocks, bouncing them off like dock pilings, whatever. And they would just boing, come right straight back. And I think back then, you're going to laugh at me for this, but I mean, even Jason Christie, isn't he putting it back out? The little twin tail trailer? Like the little two.
Oh, yeah, the twin tail grub.
That's a
even a single grub. Like as soon as you held up those grubs, I was like, yeah, spinnerbait all day.
All day.
Right. Yeah.
I was so pumped when Hank Cherry won that elite on a daggum grub. But yeah, I'll go that. I'll go Terminator. Like I think it was like the T1 or something goofy, with like a twin tail spinnerbait trailer, something cheap. That thing was my juice, man. I would catch so much fish on that. What you got, Nate?
It'd probably have to be one that I've been throwing lately, which is man, it's got to be the if it's not a War Eagle, it's been that new Capt T-bone in spot remover. Oh my gosh, I've been throwing that thing like crazy, catching all kinds of fish on it, and I've paired it up with the what's the Crush City freeloader as a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Like just
freeloader is very universal, can do a lot of things.
Is the it is, right?
What was that?
What's that?
Freeloader's TPE, right? Like it's not TPE. That one's not.
I don't believe so. The Mayor is TPE, but the freeloader is not.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, something about that combo, like I said, that Capt T-bone in spot remover, and I feel like it doesn't matter really what spinnerbait you throw. If it is in a spot remover color, it's gonna absolutely slaughter them. My favorite color in a War Eagle, and then that Strike King Tour Grade's another spinnerbait I've been throwing a lot lately. I don't know why I like that one, but it just seems to I just throttle it on the rocks, and it seems like the head and blade combo stay attached. I've had a lot of War Eagles where like you just wear out like where the wire goes into the head and it starts to move and kind of wiggle and then wants to run kind of funny. But that one's been fishing great too. So I don't know.
Another one that I don't think this would be my go-to one. But actually I have one right here. Never mind. I had that one here forever, that old school bait. I can't remember where it is. That old school spinner bait. It's so funny. Hold on, let me take out my pile of like 300 lures.
I've also been switching blades a lot, like going to like colored blades, painted blades, which I started that.
If you have tannic water, that's money.
Yeah. Here on the Mississippi, like I've been doing that like a lot, either going white or chartreuse, or like I've even thrown one with like an all orange Indiana blade.
That's dope. Yeah, it's fun to experiment, right? Cool thing was
it's
really
it is.
Like really, really tinkery. What I was going to say is one of my favorites too is I have a couple. Again, I got them on clearance from like Ichiban Tackle or somewhere. OSP spinnerbait, and I cannot remember which one, but it's compact. Like it's really tight. It's like 3/8 ounce. It is not long. I can't remember what the blades are, but
the high pitcher.
I think it might be right. Yeah, I think that is it. And it's it's ugly. Like it is not a cool looking spinnerbait. The color, like the head of the spinnerbait is dope. The blades look dope. But it's like a fire tiger color. But up here, smallmouth seem to be like offended by bright colors. You know,
sunfish tiger is the name of the color, I believe.
Look at this dude. He's on it. I love this.
Oh, I'm on the Hookup Tackle website at the moment.
Yeah. It was again. I got it on. Maybe I got it from Hookup. I don't remember, but I got them on clearance for pretty cheap. And that bait is a killer. That thing it casts really well for being so small. It runs true. I like that bait a lot.
Love it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So no, the reason why I brought that up is because of the War Eagle talk. If I had one spinnerbait that I had an endless supply of, it would be just your traditional pure white War Eagle. I think it's the Screaming Eagle version in a 1/2 ounce with the stamped blades, 1 silver, 1 gold. And the method behind the madness there is the way it refracts light.
Sure.
When
Yep.
when
Right.
you have those stamped blades, it works in all conditions, right? It could be sunny, flat, calm, and it'll still shoot the same amount of light, or it can be cloudy with a slight chop, and you get the same amount of light. And then the trailer, the Zoom Super Fluid, keeps that thing balanced perfectly all the time. That's my go-to spinnerbait combo.
That's
May
awesome.
it last 4 fish? Yeah, but it catches them.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've never. I feel embarrassed right now to say that I've never run a super fluke as a trailer.
Try it.
On a spinnerbait, and I freaking love super flukes. I was literally at the splash pad with Gus, like, well, not an hour ago, a couple hours ago now, and he is so obsessed with fishing right now. It's amazing. My little 4-year-old buddy, and he'll just carry baits around. And we got to the splash pad, and he goes to like set his stuff down and go run, and he sets down like a silver and white back Zoom Super Fluke. I'm like, what? I'm like, why do you have this with you? And he's like, I don't know. Like, he just brought it with him. So I asked him, like, you know what this is? And he's like, is it a swim bait? I'm like, you're close, but it's a fluke. He goes, oh yeah, fluke. And I said, you know, it's weird if you put two of these together on like a knot and let it, it's called a donkey rig. He's like, a donkey rig? That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, no, not really, but it works really good. But yeah. Yeah, I love the super fluke, man. That's an absolutely killer. You know what was a dope bait? Rapala had a brand for a while. What was it called, Nate? Do you remember? We sold it at Gander Mountain. It came in like a black and green package. Soft Plastics Company. What was it called? They had a fluke in a bubblegum color, but it was like a Cinco, like original old school Cinco formulation. So it was really, really soft.
Is it the Biospawn?
No, but Biospawn wasn't that same vein. Gosh, dog it. What was it called? I can't.
I can't think of it.
But they were like, nobody bought them. Like they weren't around very long. But that fluke, it was flat on the back and it had these little ridges, and then it was just so soft. If you threw it on a donkey rig and you popped it, I mean, it would just dart sideways, and it was just. Oh, it was nasty.
Is that like the days when Dean Rojas had his Gander Mountain baits before he went to Big Bite Baits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Soft Plastics repackaged as like Gander Guide series or something.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna see
what they call the Gander Mountain Funky Frog or something. What was that before they had the fighting frog with
for sure.
Yeah, Big Bite Bait. Yeah.
Dude, I gotta find this. I'm sorry to like look this up while I'm like on the.
Figure it out, bruh.
I'm trying, dude. I think I still might have bags of them somewhere, but it's so funny how we get obsessed with like a certain specific brand and then we want to like stay with it and then it goes away and you're like, no.
Like the Senko, like back in the day, there was like those Tiki Wave Senko baits that were all like multicolored. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like lava colored and weird, and the bags were like red.
Yeah. You know what baits I do miss? And it was the Gary Yamamoto like cheaper brand that you could get at Walmart was the Konami baits.
Konami baits. I don't know if I remember that. It sounds familiar.
The blue and silver packaging. And they're literally the exact same as a Gary Yamamoto because they were made by Gary Yamamoto for like Walmart's, right? But they had, instead of the Ica, they had the palm tree. And the palm tree color was green pumpkin with chartreuse like tips. That freaking thing fished.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Konami series soft plastics.
I do remember that. I don't know. It sounds familiar for sure. Speaking of Yamamoto, the hula grub, that's a daggum classic. That's a great trailer for a spinnerbait. I'll cut off like the little skirt part of it and just let that double grub tail go to work sometimes. That's a good one too because it's kind of longer on the body so you can get up the shank. All right, Andrew, before we let you get off this phone call, because I could talk baits all freaking day. What's the last time you had a good taco, man? What'd you have?
When was the last time I had a good taco? Besides one made at home.
It could be one made at home. I'm mad at that.
No, the ones at home are plain and generic, but my wife has been making her own tortilla shells, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's got huge into sourdoughing.
Yeah.
So she uses like sourdough discard in like the flour recipe.
Huh. So are they sourdough tortillas?
Kind of, but they're not really. It's just a way to like activate the yeast a little quicker.
Huh. Okay.
So they're pretty dang good. When was the last time?
That's smart.
We just had tacos somewhere that were absolutely banging, and I can't remember exactly what it was on it. Oh, there's like this local I remember what it was, but I had too many margaritas to exactly explain what it was. My wife had like 3 hours free, and I was like, let's go get some Mexican. This is a couple weeks ago.
Have some tacos.
Yeah, it was like $40 for a lunch, and I drank like 3 margaritas, right? It was fantastic. It's noon, and I'm like, I need a nap now because there were raspberry margaritas like on the rocks. I'm like, that's perfect. Yeah, game on.
There you go.
But the meat in it, I remember it was like chorizo and something else, and they were unreal.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Chorizo grease is so awesome. That sounds so
Dude, like
it's like red and spicy.
Speaking of chorizo, right? Like I had a corned beef hash from a local restaurant a couple weeks ago because we go out to eat all the time, even though we have 2 kids. It's like our favorite thing to do, right?
Yeah,
they had like this corned beef hash that had chorizo in it that was out of this world. It was like a farmer's hash. It had like chorizo, corned beef. It had hash browns, like potatoes O'Brien, right? Like peppers, onions in it as well. But I also had chorizo and mushrooms and something else. It was unreal. And like a fresh salsa over the top.
Dang, that sounds
real. That sounds legit.
It was really good.
Really. I think I've shared this on this show before, but when I first lived in Austin, Texas, I had a homie pick me up one morning. I think we were going to play baseball. And it's funny in Texas, like everything is serious, like sports. You could be 60 years old and there's a 60-year-old fast pitch league where dudes are throwing 90 miles an hour. Like everything there is, it's so crazy. Anyway, on the way to this baseball league, which I didn't realize how that serious until I got there. He was like, hey, you want to get some breakfast tacos? And like a straight up white dummy from Wisconsin. I'm like, tacos for breakfast? Like I had never.
You're missing out, dude.
It's the most amazing thing in the world. Like a breakfast taco is like the most legit thing on the planet. And like one of my favorite things I do at home for the kiddos is we'll make breakfast tacos, and 99.9% of breakfast tacos, the egg is usually in there scrambled. If you make an over easy egg and put it in your breakfast taco, oh my gosh, dude.
Game changer.
It's freaking amazing. Soft tortilla yolk. Oh, incredible.
I'm all about like an over easy egg or sunny side up all day.
Yeah.
As long as the yolk is super runny, like I'll make, and I eat a lot of eggs in the morning. I'll do like I'll do like a cup of egg whites and like 3 eggs on top.
Yeah.
Of it, right? Like,
yeah.
Because the good cholesterol with the less fat content. Otherwise I'd eat 6 eggs every day. Yeah. But like depends on what we have left over from dinner the night before, but we have a lot of potatoes and rice. Like when I was in Hawaii for a honeymoon 10 years ago this summer, is it this summer? Next summer, 9 years is this year. They had like this home style, like country good food, and it was basically rice, gravy, beef, and eggs.
Perfect.
And I was like, I could eat this all day, every day, minus the fact there's no vegetables in it. But I was like, this is unreal.
Yeah.
It's soul food. And I'm like, how can I get there? So like my mainstay in the morning is if I have taco shells, I'll even throw it in there. But I usually have rice or potatoes with like uncooked peppers, like chop up the peppers, broccoli, tomatoes, whatever the cheese is. We don't buy shredded cheese. We shred our own cheese or slice our own cheese, melt it over the top, and then throw my eggs on top of that. And gooey, runny eggs.
Yes.
And that's all I'll eat before going on a guide trip. And I won't eat till 4 or 5 o'clock at night. But I consume 1,100 healthy calories in the morning.
Yeah. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's just an edible holder. You can put whatever the frick you want. I do the same thing. Like I leftover breakfast tacos all the time. So like today, this was a mistake that I think you'll appreciate, Nate, because you told me about this forever ago. I went to buy 3 steaks. My gas grill has recently bit the dust, but I still have my Loco, which is like, like a Blackstone or whatever. And then I have my Traeger. So what I've been doing is reverse searing on the Traeger to smoke and then super high heat sear on the Loco. And don't crucify me, but it might be better than reverse searing on the grill. like that sear you get off that loco.
Yeah.
I've watched videos of like Michelin star rated restaurants, how they cook steaks. They all sear them in like cast iron. Like
Cast iron, yeah.
nobody's grilling them. They're all searing them. So if you reverse sear, anyway, so I went to buy 3 steaks and I was in a hurry because I had to get Dom. Our oldest boy has a job working as a bus boy, which I'm really proud of him for. You know, kind of getting started at 15, working, figuring out whatever. Anyway, I had to get home from work. I had to grab Gus, and then I had to grab groceries for dinner. We're really bad at planning things in advance. And I was like, I know, I'll grab steaks, and then I can put them on the smoker while I'm taking Dom to work so they get some smoke on them on the super smoke mode on the Traeger, and then I'll bring it home. Blah, blah, blah. I grabbed 3 steaks that were like cheap because usually if you reverse sear, once you smoke, you don't have to have a super high quality steak because it renders that fat out and you get that smoke in it. As long as you season it well, you know what I'm saying? Like you can get by. You don't have to buy a $90 tomahawk. So I get these 3 steaks that are like $15 each. They're pretty big. I'm like, these will be fine. I get them home. They're chuck roasts. They're not, they're not steaks at all. But they were dope. Like they were so good. Smoked them for like an hour and a half, and then high heat on the loco on each side for maybe 2 minutes, straight up. Like it was essentially coarse sea salt, pepper, and then a little bit of my favorite seasoning, which is called onion butter by Super Smoke Society or whatever that is. That onion butter seasoning is so good. It's got a bunch of stuff in it. But there's like so much meat left over, and I'm already thinking about tomorrow morning before I go to work. I'm gonna slice up some of that, and then I'm gonna put it on a tortilla with like, you know, whatever, and some eggs, and it's gonna be the dopest breakfast taco ever. Just mush it all together, like it doesn't matter, into a breakfast taco.
I'm hungry. I mean, it's 11:10 here as we're recording this, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for breakfast because I get up at 4:35 every morning. So.
Same. Yeah, I'm excited for breakfast right now. Like I'm gonna put
no doubt
taco, and it's gonna be freaking dope, dude. Yeah, breakfast taco. Just I don't know. There's something special about them.
I hope I'm not one-upping you here, but we also have like a not super expensive, but a semi-expensive espresso machine. And the thing that my wife and I love to do when we go out of town is hit every single coffee shop that has a good rating, right? And we went to San Diego, and shout out to the best coffee place in the world. There's a coffee shop there called Lofty Coffee. And we buy a 5-pound bag every 24 days because we have this espresso machine. So when I have my breakfast tacos in the morning, I have a shot of I have a cortado with just a splash of half and half.
Yep.
And sometimes it's 2 cortados. Like
buzzing. Passing
doing great, but like
the
espresso from there is called Keep It Classy, and it's like chocolate and caramel. It's incredible. Like I could drink it. It's the only espresso that I can drink black.
Straight. Yeah. I have a cheap espresso machine, and I love it. You know, because a little whatever, I don't know what brand it is from Target. Like it worked awesome because we used to brew coffee all the time, but now wifey's got on our coffee maker's like a Cuisinart that has a coffee pot, like a drip, and then it also has like the Keurig thing. And the Keurig thing is just so much easier, whatever. And Lola likes this one. I can't remember what it is, some donut shop coffee that I don't love, but it's okay. But if you take that and then put 2 shots of espresso on top of it,
living.
That's all right. Yeah.
So if you want to like change your life for coffee, because I'm a coffee snob now because of my wife, get a Chemex and boil your water on the stove and put the filter in the top and like pour over. Yeah, dude, it takes all the acidity out of your coffee and it's just pure gas.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No heartburn. Pure gas, no heartburn.
My home that sounds like a lower back tattoo.
It's a lot of like grams and measurement to get it right. I let my wife handle that, but like if we're feeling super fancy, it's like have my cup of black coffee in one hand and then my cortado in the other.
Dang.
Just straight ribbon.
Pinky out.
Yeah. So it's funny, like we're going to I went to a classic. I can ramble on for hours, and I couldn't sleep the night before. Yeah. And she just ripped me like a tall pitcher of Chemex coffee and like 6 shots of espresso, and I just drank it the whole way to Knoxville. It's like
got there record time, didn't blink.
Like 2 hours of sleep, drove the 12 hours to Knoxville, and it's great.
Eyeballs just dry as a desert.
Oh, I got there and then I walked around town, got dinner, I
bet you did. And then when you went to sleep the next day, 3 days.
Dude, fell asleep, I think, at like 10 o'clock at night. I woke up at 6 a.m. I was like, all right, I need coffee. Let's go.
Redo it. Run it
Yeah,
back. Yeah,
100%.
for sure. Yeah, I like that though. My friend Hannah, I've talked about her on this podcast before. Her and her husband, Nolan, they are missionaries in Israel, and they're not missionaries like the typical like walk the streets and like trying to proselytize and hand out little whatevers. Their whole deal is just like starting friendships with people and like talking to them about God and whatever, which I think is pretty rad actually. And they start coffee shops. That's what they've done around the world, is start coffee shops in like Denmark and these other places. And so she is like a coffee snob ×6, knows the science like you're talking about your wife does, forwards, backwards, whatever. And a couple of years ago when we lived in our log cabin in Wisconsin, she brought all her gear with and made us like a cup of coffee. And it could still be to this day the best cup of coffee I've ever. Like you're saying, like balanced, like strong flavor, but not strong, like bites you in the back of the throat, acidic. You know what I'm saying? Like smells were different, everything. And it was a Chemex deal with all these, like, it looked like she was dealing crack because she had like a little,
the whole contraption of like the water going through. Yeah.
She was a glorious BIG, triple beam, lyrical dream. Like she was like weighing stuff out and it was awesome. So I agree. Coffee
but honestly, like to get started on Chemex would be like $100 to do it all. Like it will change your world for like drinking coffee.
Yeah, I probably should do. I don't think I'm a coffee snob, but I definitely love really good coffee. And I don't like, I sound like a butthole, but I don't like really bad coffee. You know, like it's hard like to drink brown water.
Yeah. So you like with a beer, right? Like you can walk into any brewery and if their lager's good, you know everything else is good, right? It's the same way with coffee. If you go and you get a black cup of coffee or a shot of espresso and it goes down easy, you know you're at a good shop.
Okay. They know what they're doing. Well, going back to what we were just talking about.
Same with tacos.
In the culinary world, cooking an easy, over easy egg. I mean, if you know about culinary stuff, it's kind of wild. That's like a super measuring stick. That's a litmus test for chefs, is how well they can do like an over easy egg, which I thought was always like the simplest thing, but like it's kind of not, to do it the really rightest way and get it cooked just perfectly where it's completely yolky, but there is no clear runny stuff or what. Like it's weird. Yeah. I don't know. I remember watching a, have you seen the show Somebody Feed Phil on Netflix? It's so
I don't
good,
watch
dude.
TV. I need to. Like,
yeah.
We've been watching the morning show on Apple TV. Like we're in like season 4 now. We've been watching it for a year and a half.
Oh,
like,
dang.
That tells you like how little we watch TV.
I like that though, man, for what it's worth. I really like that a lot. We watch TV not that much, but I would like to ease back on it even more, for sure. But there's this show, I think it's on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it's called Somebody Feed Phil. It's this guy named Phil something or other. He was a producer on Everybody Loves Raymond back in the day. And he's just funny as crap. He's tall and skinny and awkward. And he goes around to like these incredible places all around the world and has them kind of just cook their stuff, and he'll have guides walk him around like, this is the best place for this or that. And he gets into the weirdest places, and so regularly for like these Michelin star rated restaurants, he ends up having an egg on something. And it's kind of dope. It kind of makes me think maybe I could be a Michelin star rated chef. That's
listen, like the egg game is proper.
I'm not like trying to prop up the city of Buffalo, but we have so much good food here. Like, I don't know if you watch whatever that Gordon Ramsay show is that just wrapped up, top Next Level Chef.
Whatever.
That guy was from Buffalo, right? Like that just wanted. Okay. Yeah, we have so many under the radar good restaurants in Buffalo. It's unreal. And then you have chicken wings, which as soon as you have a chicken wing in Buffalo, you're ruined because they're 10 times better than anywhere else.
That much? Everybody says that. I've heard that from multiple folk. Is it that much different?
It really is.
It's with ranch too, right?
No.
No. You blue cheese.
No, like my wife likes ranch, but blue cheese all day. Even our pizza here is like different, right?
Really?
Like it's not New York style, and it's not Detroit style, and it's not Chicago style. It's kind of like a hybrid of all three, and then
Buffalo style.
It's Buffalo style, yeah. And it's
what's so different about the buffalo wing though? Because all I think of is
it's not a buffalo wing; it's chicken
sauce. Oh, it's what's up with the buffalo wing ranch? No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's just I don't know if it's just the way that they like get the best cuts of chicken wings, right? Like, and the history of a chicken wing is wild. It's basically a throwaway at the butcher's market, and somebody
Yeah,
was like during the Great Depression, it's like, oh, we should probably use these and instead of throwing them out, and that's how the chicken wing was born, right? Basically, but no, I don't know if it's the way that they're prepared here, but I've had chicken wings a bunch of different places, and I'm like, man, these suck. And it might be just like the type of hot sauce or the way they flavor them, but like we have places that have ungodly weird combinations of sauce flavors for chicken wings, and as soon as you bite them, you're like, that's the best chicken wing I've ever had.
Dang.
So if you're not familiar with it, there's a soft soda up here, soda pop called Loganberry.
Never heard of it.
And I can't even describe it to you until you try it. But the one place near us has Loganberry wings.
Dang. Okay.
You're just like, yeah.
Yeah. Andrew's living the life. He's a coffee snob. He's a chicken wing snob. He's a taco lover.
The Italian food here is unreal too. So and we have good Mexican.
Yeah. And you have a quarterback who carries the whole team on his back every year and only goes so far. So that's
careful, you Packers fans.
Well, we're basically the Milwaukee Brewers of the NFL. We get to the first round and then call it a day every effing year. But it's fine. Even last year when we got beat by a team that we were up on 21-3 at halftime for our most hated rival, and then it fell apart, and the coach gets an extension because that makes sense. So it's all it's all good. It's fine. It's totally
because we play you guys this year, I think, don't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's a weird schedule this year, like the interconference games or whatever. But well, shoot, man, this has been super fun, man.
Heck
yeah.
You got anything else you want to say before we let you roll out of here? You want to talk about any other JDM lures?
I should have been more prepared because I have a ton of crap. So you'll have to give me a checklist next time.
Okay. Anytime you want. What we should do? What we should do, Nate? We should have a show coming up soon. Not like a dong off, but like just a conversation with Andrew and bring Jake Bagwell back on.
Oh, he'd smoke me.
Yeah.
Do you know Jake?
I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an absolute junkie too.
I used to be worse, to be honest, and then I got with the lure lab, I tried to become more domesticated because of that's like what did Omnia have in stock or what does Omnia offer? So I tried to tailor it to stuff that we could move on Omnia, right? And kind of lost focus on some of that JDM stuff. So time to get back into it.
Yeah, and Omnia now is leaning heavier into the JDM stuff. They brought in Aaron Teal and like some other folks.
Teal's good people. You should talk to him.
Yeah, I have his number. I texted with him like hard and heavy for a while, like so much back and forth about JDM stuff come on the show, and then there's kind of radio silence. No diss to him. I think both of us, that happens a lot when you're trying to line up podcast guests, but I do need to reach back out to him. Yeah. He seems like a pretty authentic cat.
Yeah, we'll chat. If you need any like contacts too, I got some. So we'll chat.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be awesome. But Andrew, man, we wish you the best, whatever you got going next. I know you're kind of teasing on some stuff, but go catch some fish. Sorry for keeping you up so late.
No, you're fine. I'm probably would have been up late anyways. I got a bunch of stuff to do. So,
all right, buddy. We'll bug you later.
All right, you guys have a good night. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Thank you.
No, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll chat soon.
All right, man. Bye.
Peace.
Dude, that was freaking fun.
Heck yeah.
Like that was so fun. Like I said, it just felt like talking to a friend, talking to a friend who likes fishing, talking to a friend who likes tackle, talking to a friend who likes food and coffee. Like you're just having a conversation.
My favorite part is the War Eagle hammer blade. I don't own a hammer bladed War Eagle, and I probably have 50 War Eagle spinnerbaits. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to think if I do or not. I know I have a bunch of hammered spinnerbaits for sure, but I don't know if I have a hammered War Eagle. I may not.
Yeah. I don't think I have any. Like I know I have like that. A couple of the Screaming Eagles that have like that holographic kind of looking hammered, stuff on the blade, but no actual like hammered blades. I need to apparently go shopping.
You probably should. Isn't it funny how no matter what you're into, and I'm talking about no matter what you're into fishing wise, if you want to, you can fall down the black hole of that specific thing and just go crazy. It could be grubs, it could be spinner baits, it could be, I have this really old Larry Dahlberg diver frog. These were so stupid, but I thought it was a cool out. It could be frogs, it could be urchins, it could be finesse, it could be topwater poppers. This is an old like wooden popper. Whatever it is you're into, jerk baits, for goodness sake, crankbaits, you can go crazy. I remember back in the day when I was a kid and I first started throwing spinner baits again on those Terminator baits, and those Terminators back in the day I think were like $10. Like they were, at that time they were really pricey. Like it was like a 110, you know, like it was like, oh my gosh. But I justified it because I was like, I beat the living hell out of these things. They just keep on snapping right back into place and I can just keep fishing it. So like where I might break another spinner bait, I can beat this one to death and keep going. So anyway, but I remember back in the day having spinner baits that were jointed blades, like blades like little like swivels in them, and they would move and not really spin that good, but it seemed like a cool idea. I had spinner baits with like fur on the body instead of, you know, skirt. Like the really like the what was that one that Strike King came out with where it was like an ounce and a half, huge head. It was made for like keeping on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Those.
Yeah, that was when KBD was crushing them on crushing the smallmouth on that big spinner bait.
Keeping it low. You know, because really, if you want to think about fish like bass, I guess specifically, there's really two categories they fall into. Like really two categories: they feed up or they feed down. Some fish like to feed up, some fish like to feed down, and you could obviously break them down into a million other categories there. But spinner baits weren't really that well known for being something for a feeding down fish. And then those Strike King ones came out, and that was super crazy. And then the JDMs, I don't know. There's just so any lure that you're into, you can go absolutely bananas if you want to, and that's kind of rad.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to be able to like pick and choose and grab and try different brands and styles of the same bait, and you know, really, you know, figure out what you like. Like I said, that Kitech, you know, I didn't start throwing that T-bone spinnerbait until this year. I bought a handful of them, and I freaking love it. Like
that's dope.
It's got that little cone on the, you know, right above the blades that is supposed to keep weeds off of it. It works. It doesn't keep all of them off, obviously, but like the amount, the amount of, you know, cleaning of the blade that you would typically do if you're going to fish around eelgrass or anything like that. Like it's so much more minimal. Like
that's sick.
Get more casts in, catch more fish. Like it's dope.
Yeah, that's really sick. Kitech kind of kills it.
They do. I think they're a company where, you know, everybody knows of their swim bait and, you know, whatever, but I feel like they've kind of slightly been forgotten, and just everything they still do is just so dope. Yes, yeah.
They're really dope.
Awesome tungsten jigs, and
like as far as like even just like the jig head, like a jig head minnow, they make some really killer ones. They make all kinds of weird stuff that people don't, like you said, don't really know them for. Everybody just thinks about like what do you say? Do you say boot tail or paddle tail? What do you say?
Probably boot tail is probably what I would say.
I always boot tail, but I feel like I'm in the minority. I think most people say paddle tail swim baits, but whatever. But everybody knows them for those, and for good reason. They're dope. They make really good ones. But Kitech's kind of killing it. But other than that, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for listening to the Andrew Full. Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation just like we did. Hopefully it feels like truly. Hopefully it feels like as you listen to this, like you're up at camp somewhere in Canada or in a guided trip down in Louisiana somewhere. I don't know. And you're at night in the cabin getting ready to go to bed and you're just telling stories. That's what I want the vibe to be. Just friends talking fishing, no big agenda, no big heavy, just talking fishing and lures and whatever else. What a cool dude. So make sure, I'll bring the ticker back up on the YouTubes. Make sure to keep up with Cap and Andrew, fullfishingguide.wordpress.com. YouTube is Full Fishing Guide Service. Facebook is at Full, and I'm saying Full, Full, Full Fishing Guide, and Instagram is at _Bassin, no G, _ Captain, at the Bassin Captain with underscores in between. Make sure you follow him. Hit him up. Gonna be dope. And like Nate said, tacklingtacos.com. We finally got these in. If you're on YouTube, the PVC patch hats on a Richardson hat. We got them in yellow with a black rope, green with a yellow rope, and black on black, like Crime in the Hood, with the PVC patch on the front, and black dad hats, and yellow dad hats, and a re-up on the Richardson regular, what is it, a 112?
Yeah.
With the embroidery off to the side of like the logo that Nate has on his hat right now. Tacklingtacos.com. Hit them up. And all of our merch gets handled by the boys at Working Class Bowhunter. So you put in an order and it actually comes out. Whereas if I did it, you might get it, you might not. But you don't have to put appreciate everybody for listening. Nate, you got anything else?
Nah, that's it, man. Had a fun one. Let's get ready for the next one.
Positivity's worth the effort. Peace.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.